around the world. We've had some highs and some lows. Join us now as we rebuild our 96 Land Rover Defender to be the ultimate overlanding machine. Possibly one of the more difficult systems that will get your head in a spin are the electrics. Here's what I did and how they're working out. Starting in the engine bay, I upgraded the alternator to a 100 amp high output unit. As a failsafe, I got this second alternator mount from Gwyn Lewis 4x4. It bolts directly onto where the air conditioning compressor should be, which I don't have. Another 100 amp alternator is mounted here now. On the roof, I have two 100 watt solar panels. These can roughly charge a discharged battery in maybe half a day. But more importantly, they keep the fridge running and the beers cold. This was my old battery box setup, with a cheap split charge relay from eBay. And this is the setup I've decided to use now. All our charging devices are hooked up to these. I opted for two of the largest batteries I could fit in my Defender's battery box. The grey one is my starter battery, and the blue one is a 110 Ah Exide Marine battery. Linked in parallel is a further Exide 140 Ah Marine battery, and this is hooked up to our solar controller. I've kept both the starter battery and the leisure batteries separate by National Luna's intelligent solenoid. I then installed two Blue Sea fuse boxes. This gives me 24 auxiliary fuse points. One is installed behind the passenger seat, and the other behind the Raptor Engineering's dash console. I've used Carlin Contura 2 switches throughout, and I have a voltmeter for both starter and leisure batteries to keep an eye on them. Seeing as I fitted RX-8 seats and the battery box isn't accessible, I fitted an Anderson plug just in case I need a jump start, and two kill switches for both batteries. All connections were crimped and the connections soldered for extra reliability. Okay, now we've seen what is going on in the vehicle, let's see how it all works together. Okay, so here we have our two leisure batteries linked in parallel. These are linked via the hexagon there, which is the National Luna intelligent solenoid, to the vehicle's starter battery. And from there, the starter battery deals with all the car's factory systems. The solar panels are linked up via solar controller to leisure battery 2, and leisure battery 2 is in turn linked in parallel to leisure battery 1. Now this means that the solar panels will charge both batteries. Leisure battery 1 is then linked to our auxiliary fuse boxes, and from here we'll run all of the auxiliary systems, lights, water pumps, etc. Okay, from leisure battery 2 is where our 240 volt inverter is hooked up. Now the inverter we've got actually allows a hookup, so we can take 240 from mains, this inverter will deal with it all, and then we can run 240 appliances. Alternatively, it will convert our 12 volt second leisure battery into 240 volt for us to use. And here is that inverter for you to have a look at. It's important to note here that all 12 volt items which are rated over 17 amps will run through a relay. This is due to the Contura 2 switch only being rated at a 20 amps switch. Make sure you're using adequate diameter of wiring and that every circuit that you put into your vehicle is fused. This just safeguards against failure and fire. It took approximately 4 days to wire in the complete Overland setup. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments on the video and I'll try and answer them as soon as I can. In the next episode, I'll be taking on the water system. Please remember to subscribe to the channel